welcome to Waking God's Child YouTube channel. I'm here with Miss Candy Nelson, my co-host. We're coming to you live tonight. Again, not so wide-eyed, not so bushy-tailed because it's late and we're tired. I'm not feeling well. I don't know about you, Candy. How have you been this week?
I've been okay. I just got this chin stuff going on.
Got the neck stuff going on and the forehead. It's always with us, like people like us, it's always something that is just makes us miserable. It's miserable. It's
Well,
so
I
miserable.
took that, I was taking that antifungal stuff, and what happened was it started pushing stuff out of my chin. But the nodules are trying to clear up, I guess, from taking that. So they
Yeah.
went deeper. But then I
Yeah,
got
they
this
try to run
crusty
it out.
crap. I got crusty crap all along here, but it's like it's
Yeah, that
miserable.
was my whole neck area. That was just like it looked like I was a burn victim for 2 days. It was just like you said. Hi, Argo.
They are.
He said hello, my beautiful friends. Hello, my handsome friend. How are you? I hope he's doing well. Are you doing well? I hope. And did you survive the storm since you were really close to what all was going on? By the way, Candy and Argo, this morning, like I am not kidding, something struck so hard. It threw me out of my bed. I'm not even joking when I say it threw me out of my bed. It was like it sounded like an atomic bomb went off. Everything in my house shook for several seconds afterwards. Everything like on my counters, like things fell off of my counter. I'm not even kidding. So whatever front went through this area of Sealy, Texas this morning was really rude. I am just saying. It was so bad. Never, I've been through so many storms, tornadoes, hurricanes, but I've never experienced anything else like this. The only similar thing that I have been through that I experienced this morning was, what do you call it? That when the gust goes straight down, can't even think of what they're called right now because I'm brain dead. But basically, where a big, huge gust of air goes down and hits the ground, like one time in Texas here with my daughter when she was little, blew all our windows out of the house we were living in. My daughter slept right through it, and we've got all this rain pouring in. Every window's blown out. It was crazy. So my windows stayed intact, but it was nuts. Did you get some bad weather there? Because I know it was going in your direction.
Yeah. We had a lot of rain and wind. I mean, just like crazy, crazy rain and
Yeah.
wind.
Argo says he's still here and alive. So apparently he probably experienced some stuff too, but thank goodness nobody had any devastating losses or anything like that because
I
the
did hear on
weather's
the radio
getting worse.
either today or tomorrow hurricane season starts here, but hey, at least we don't have as many chemtrails. So
Oh, we had so many like today. Yesterday it was just that we had that debris field going through, which Argo was talking about. Yes, Argo, I agree. But it was what this debris field. Well, that's a whole nother, I guess, podcast. But I mean, I'm sick. I woke up sick. I was sick all night long. Whatever is out there made my dad very, very ill and made me pretty sick. And I still feel like crap, needless to say. I'm like all clammy right now and
well,
weak. And
there's some kind of stomach stuff going around anyway.
yeah, well, this actually, I mean, it had me like, I felt like vomiting. Like it had my whole stomach in knots. But on top of that, I felt like this congestion deep in my lungs and like through here. It's like I'm not snotty or anything, but it's like I could just feel this pressure and something in me that just doesn't feel right. And it was right after that debris field went through the area. It was like almost directly after that actually, but it's just always something, it seems like. So I hope everyone had a good week so far. And with that said, we're going to move on to tonight's podcast, Being Stronger Than the Storm, because my friends, we were equipped and made to be stronger than any storm that can come our way. Speaking of debris fields and the atomic bomb that went off and threw me to the floor. And that was the rudest awakening, man, let me tell you. But we are stronger than that, and it's in us. And sometimes we forget that we have that in us. But perseverance is something that we all are equipped with. What do you think about that, Candy?
Yeah,
It's like I think
indeed.
I'm itching right now.
I'm sorry. I was like,
No,
it's
I
contagious.
think I'm itching right now too. Like I think I'm itching right now, but it's
Hey,
crazy. What?
I meant to tell you when I was going through my pictures and my videos, getting that CD ready for the plastic surgeon. I ran across several that I'm going to be sending you through the email that I had saved on my computer. So it's not like it's linked to Facebook. I saved
Right.
it on my computer. So, but one of them was of all that webbing all over my yard and stuff. So I was
Well, we
like, oh
actually
man.
showed that. Remember, we showed that on live
Yeah.
podcast. So what night was that? Like
Okay.
couple of weeks ago, with all that webbing. Do you remember we showed that?
Yeah.
It was, yeah,
No,
you're right.
I
It was
didn't.
crazy.
Yeah. I
What's
think
that?
it was like, um, where was it like, could you really see or was it like distorted?
I
From
could
trying to
see
share
it.
it?
I mean, I even watched the podcast over, and I saw it everywhere.
Mhm.
Like you were getting up, showing it was dangling from the trees and everywhere else. I'm
Yeah.
not seeing this show up on the I'm not seeing this podcast showing up, but it has to because Argo's here. So it must be showing up, right? You guys are seeing this
Yeah.
live on YouTube and Facebook. Thumbs up if you are, hopefully. I mean, or Argo just as a mind reader and knew. He's like, you know what? They're on right now. I'm gonna get on and chime in. I don't know. I'm not seeing it though, but that's okay. That's okay. I don't need to see anything right now. Actually, I'm not even kidding. I'm like just fighting like sweats and I feel really bad. Um, but yeah, back to what we were talking about. So you have some good news. Would you like to share that? What you actually accomplished this week after going through all the ordeal of, going to get your preliminary and all that good stuff? And or did we go through that? I mean, I think that we've kind of
I think
decided you've got some good news.
well, I think the last time we did it, we talked about my up and coming appointment that I had for my consultation, but we didn't actually talk about what
That's
happened
right.
after the consultation.
There we go.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but anyway, so it's just kind of, my husband went with me and I laid everything out there. I gave him the CD with the videos and the pictures and stuff on. I was like, dude, I was like, I'm telling you, you watch those videos, your mind will never be right again. Okay. So I was like,
Yeah.
you got to watch those. So,
Very
anyway,
true.
I left from there and I was just kind of like I don't know, we're driving along. I was just quiet, and George was driving. I'm sitting over there and he's like, why are you so quiet? It was like, I don't know, I've been trying to get to this point now for 3 years. And I finally got there and I was just like kind of numb. And I was just feeling like, wow, I finally did it after all these hurdles and everything I had to go through and
Yeah.
the financial part and trying to figure things out and, being worried and upset and aggravated with everything in the system and, not being able to just feeling like that I was never, ever, ever going to get to this point. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
It felt like it, didn't it? I mean, you had to struggle hard for that.
yeah, yeah. Had a lot of
I'm
years, a lot of heartbreak, and again seeing,
A lot of
you know,
perseverance.
yeah, the other women's stories and they have their surgery and they're all doing great and doing good and recovering and I'm like, well, where's my piece of the pie? I was like, and it was kind of, I was happy for them, but then I'm sitting there seeing their stories every day and I'm not having any hope that I'm ever going to get there, and it was heartbreaking. I
Yeah,
was getting so depressed and I was like, yeah, I'm happy for them, but what about me? Where's my turn?
that's the hardest part, isn't it?
Mhm.
Man, it
Yeah,
really is. I'm proud of you, by the way. I am
thank you,
super
thank
proud of you. You have struggled hard and you have persevered, and which is all part of this stronger than the storm, that we're speaking of tonight. Because we have more strength than we when we realize, or what that than we realize. Oh
you.
my gosh, I'm telling you what.
Well, and
Yeah.
and then too, I don't know if you remember, but there was so many times I was like, I thought I had everything worked out, and I was like, I got this, I got this, I got this, and then it was like all of a sudden, guess what? Somebody stuck a damn pin in my balloon and deflated it. So now I'm like right back where I started from over and over and over again. And I'm
It's
like,
how it
how
seems
many
too. It happens
times?
like that.
How many
I mean, it
times can
is.
you take it down? It's like,
Yeah, you
holy
just
man.
deflated my helium, darn it. Yeah. Like, well, just when you and it does. It's an emotional roller coaster ride with the things that we go through. It is super, super. you never know the next twist, turn, or steep incline that's coming, and hopefully there's also an elevation in that too, which you did see, and that's the best part. Hello, Mr. Mission Control. I just text
and the,
people to let them know we were on. So how are you?
yes. So the thing is, it's like I said, I was so depressed because I just feel like I was taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back, and I'm like,
That's the
heck,
dance. That's
oh my
exactly that is
God.
the dance. It ain't no two step. It is exactly what you said.
Mm.
That is definitely life or life. That's definitely lice. See, I told you I'm brain dead. I did not sleep last night. It was awful. So you're remote viewing, huh? You got a remote viewing class. What are you remote viewing? I thought you already knew the future, what the future held. I'm just kidding. Um, yeah,
I can't
that's a whole
see the
nother ball game
comments.
there. I don't
I
even
can.
try to remote view, and then unfortunately, I see things I don't even know and didn't ask for. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, got a lot of government officials in that utilize that deeply
Oh,
for sure.
hello, Mr. Mission Control, and thank you, Argo, for the prayers. Because I'm telling you what, I have like so needed them bad, and I just
Yeah,
don't like to ever put anything negative out on Facebook. But when I do get into like a negative state, only thing I do is I go out there and find a little emoji where she's just crying, and I just post that, and that's it. I don't tell anybody anything. It's just like I'm just so
I
upset.
always know. I could feel it before I talk to you. I just know something's not right. You hear me ask you, I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I'm telling you, there's power in prayer though. There is so much power in it. There really is. I mean, the more of us that, come together and ask these things, it's just amazing how that works out. Max Vision's remote viewing class. Oh, you're taking them through Max Visions. Okay, gotcha. Um, I yeah, I've thought about watching. I don't. I try to steer clear of the remote viewing myself, just because I think it might open other doors. That's just me, but I I already experienced too much without understanding how I know it. So I can't imagine what that would do for me. And be like, come on in, everybody's welcome. That's terrifying to me, but there's no spirit of fear involved. It's just like I just need to have that door not be revolving, I guess, so to speak. But yeah, it is. I mean, that's really cool that you're doing that, and I hope that that is a blessing and it works out really well. Like I said, I would be scared to see if I actually tapped into that too, because already things happen. I don't even know how I know them, or well, I am an investigator. That's probably why I know some of them, but the other part, you know what I'm saying. But it's definitely just one of the kind of goes with our territory, doesn't it? Yeah, the picture. I mean, I know what remote viewing is. I was married to a government guy for many years. So I just know also that it can open other doors and invite entities in that are not of our kind, so to speak. So you got to be very careful with that. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah,
And that can
I
happen to
did.
anyone with anything, really.
Well, I did a lot of things when I was a kid, like the Ouija board and the summons and Bloody Mary and all those crazy ass things. But I
I did too.
never
Yeah,
didn't know at the time that you have to what is it? You have to reverse it. And I didn't know, and I never did. And I wonder sometimes it's like, oh man, are those portals still open, after all these
right,
years? Because I
right.
never closed them back and I didn't
I
know
think. I mean,
what.
that is. It's sometimes people have. I mean, there are gifts. There are spiritual gifts that come, and I mean, right now I could probably. I don't even have to try for like the remote viewing. I can say right now there's someone that's got a spiral notebook, and you know who you are, and you got a ballpoint pen right now. You're looking at it. You've looked at it twice. You flipped through pages. Looked at some notes earlier, and again, I don't know how I know that, but I know that. So like so if I went that route and then took some classes, oh man, yeah, and I don't want to leave my body on any level. That's for sure. Or like to do it, you have to leave your body. If your vessel is empty, something is. Yeah, and that's exactly kind of where what I was saying is. I mean, you got to be careful because leaving the vessel
Yeah.
empty leaves it vulnerable, very vulnerable. And so just
Correct.
don't
Yeah.
you do you. But I say that because I love you. So and you know I just
He
want to
says, I'm
see
the ghost.
you thrive, Mr. Mission Control. So
He says, I'm the
you're the
ghost.
only entity who says it's dangerous. You're not dangerous, dear. You're a sweetheart. You just act tough, but you are a sweetheart. I promise.
Oh, I can
And
tell
I
you.
know that.
I can tell you something that happened to me when I was a kid. I was in foster care, and it was storming really, really bad one night, and my cousin was on a trundle bed, and I was in the regular bed, and then there was a trundle bed you pulled out from underneath, and it was storming really, really bad, and I was so depressed and so hurt and angry, and as a kid, so I started praying. I'm laying there, it's storming like crazy, and I'm praying, okay, God, if you're really there, you got to show me a sign. And I mean, it's pitch dark, and I'm like, I can actually feel myself lift off the bed. I don't know if I ever told you about this one, but I could feel
Tell
myself
me, but
like
they need to hear. Yeah.
levitating in the air. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Am I losing my mind here? So I opened my eyes to see if I could see because it was storming. There was the occasional lightning, but I opened my eyes to see, and I didn't see anything, but I could feel my body hit the bed back, and it was like the springs in the bed was like squeaking. So I'm like, I know I was elevated because again, I didn't see it. I
Yep.
didn't I felt like I was levitating.
Floating. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know how
yeah,
many
and
people
then
I've interviewed and talked to that the same exact experience? I know
yeah,
at
but
least 6 people right
again,
now that just recently I spoke with that gave the same story.
yeah, the springs were squeaking, and I'm like, okay, I know I didn't do anything to cause that, so obviously, I'm like,
Yeah, no, and that I mean, like I said, again, there are spiritual gifts, but then there are other things that will try to incorporate themselves and cause fear and raise havoc and come on. He's like, not everyone knows I'm an angel of the Lord. I knew it. I could see right through you, dear. You got a heart, and he loves you, and you're much more like him than you are what you say. But you know, I I I I assure you that we don't want to even believe that the demons will mess with us, but they will because that's what they do, and because I've experienced it, and I am so tough, man. I'm a six shooter, gun slinging. Just I'm lying a little, but I mean, that night I was sitting on the corner on surveillance. You guys saw that video, and I mean, I felt the slap on my windshield, massive handprint, just slap. It's like 3 a.m. Go figure. There's something about the magic hour of 3 a.m. Sitting there, just running my surveillance, trying not to doze off, and then big slap on my window. Look over, and then there's this what I thought was maybe a woman at first, but her back's to me, and she's holding that wrought iron gate, and I'm looking at her and her hands and her head, and I'm looking and like I watched the whole thing just morph into a demon. And you guys, the video's on my channel, so you guys know what I'm talking about. I know most of you saw that, but I was just like, oh no, but you did not do that. No, 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 no. Ignition, engage. I'm going. I'm not afraid. I just want no dealings. I mean, it is very. It makes you a little. If you're levitating, I can imagine that would be like you don't have control over you being on your bed. You're just levitating. And again, I
hey,
hear this so much, so
I got
much.
I got a question for Argo. What is a squirter demon?
What?
A squat
Oh,
squirter demon? He says you'll have squirter demon. What the heck is that?
I think he means where yeah, Argo. Wait, yeah, Argo. Is that a typo or no, a spider? I thought it was spider
S
at first.
S SQUTER.
Bye, Mr. Mission Control. Be safe. Prayers. Love ya. Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. So Argo, what is that? I thought
Squirter
it said
demon.
spider demon, but
S
I don't
Q
know.
U
It
T
sounds
E R.
terrifying, actually. So I'm like, I don't know. Squirt me with no squirt gun. I don't know what's going on there. But
Yeah,
I mean,
does it have
squatter,
claws
a
and fangs?
squatter. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I thought kind of was thinking It did kind of look like Squirt. That's funny. She's Squirt or demon. Anyways, a squatter though, yeah, they'll inhabit a body and squat there and take it over. Absolutely. And I don't know. I've always felt off with the idea and the concept of doing the remote viewing and any of that, because it does. You have to leave your body. And like I said, I just told Mr. Mission Control exactly what he was doing without having to go through any classes or leave my body. Because sometimes if you just be still, you find gifts and they're just already there. But it is there's a lot to this world that we don't want to be messing with, and we should, I believe, my own thoughts, and I don't hate me, but I mean, just myself, I would rather steer clear of, because I just want to keep it as closely aligned to what my Lord would want that I possibly can. And I still find myself messing up all the time. Every day I mess up. I'm such a failure, but I'm trying so hard. Every day I'm trying, and I just want to try to navigate and stay in that same navigational direction and not get off course, because I don't have time to get off course. Time's short. Time's really short right now.
You know what? I often wondered, like, I think I told you years ago, it's like something would be sitting on the table and I could move it with my mind, just like literally move it from one side of the table to another. And, I had all these crazy things happening. This was when I was younger, when I was experiencing all the abuse and so much going on. And then the, the visions and things I would have, and the spiritual encounters and seeing the demons and the angels. And I'm like, is this like demonic, or is this a blessing, or is this a curse? What the heck? I was so confused, and my mother
I've never had
told
any
me,
confusion. As the way I see it is, like, if there's something there that's making you even have to question it, it is not your friend, because friends are friendly. And if you were questioning it or fearful, you just know, okay,
no, but
something's not right.
I had negative things that happened, but I also had positive things that happened. Like, again, being able to
Angel of light.
read people's thoughts and know what they were thinking and know what they were going to
Yeah.
say, or move things
That
with
I
my
still deal with that.
mind.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not because
So,
we're opening doors or portals. Those are what I consider spiritual gifts, possibly. And I believe that they happen because it doesn't happen to me all the time. I feel like if it happens, and it's not me that does it, I believe that it's angelic when that does, because it seems like it's always that pristine, and the times that probably called for or needed for whatever reason.
it was just so confusing trying to figure out, okay, is this something negative that's trying to
It is
convince me that
confusing.
it's good, and
Yeah.
that it's good and it's okay, or is, I don't even know,
Yeah,
man.
with
My
me
mind
too.
was
I
so
think that's what I was thinking. Like when I talked to you and I shared with you, I'm like, this is gonna sound so weird, but just, did you have a little blonde-haired grandma that wore red lipstick? And don't judge me. And you're like, how did you know? And it's like, I don't know. I do not know. I don't know. And so with me, like, I know what you mean. Like it makes you like, I don't know. So it's, especially when you go through your whole life and you know what normal's supposed to look like with other people, but then when you experience something like that, it does kind of set you in this, you don't know what's going on or why it's happening. And I think with us too, I'm realizing now, looking back, it's like because we were bordering on that complete full on spiritual awakening. So we were, there teetering since we were little, probably, right? But, some of us baby step our way in, and others of us just get thrown into it and be like, fend for yourself. We're like, oh my gosh, paddle dog. What do we do? Every man for himself. There's no instruction that comes with any of this. Nothing that
well,
comes with these illnesses or
when you were
the
telling me about
spiritual side.
that friend of yours that y'all were collecting rocks or artifacts, and his eyes turned black, and my dad, like, I can tell you
His
so many times,
veins, even all his veins traveled up his arm. And then
oh
I
man,
watched it go through his neck, all the veins in his neck, black, black, black. And then the whites of his eyes, black. And then it was just like, just this deep, he wasn't human anymore. It just grabbed my neck and just squeezed. And I'm like,
Yeah,
Love.
we had
I had to say, I
we,
love you. God loves you. It was crazy. That
we
was
had
terrifying.
like two couches in our living room, and I would be sitting on one of the couches watching TV or something, and he would come in and sit on the couch opposite of me and just sit there and literally stare, not say anything, just stare at me. And his eyes would be like so black. And
Demonic possession. Yeah.
wasn't sure whether to say anything or not, you know, because you just never knew what the heck was going on in his mind.
When your eyes
So
are
he was,
black, you know, don't say, just walk away. I mean,
I mean, I
or
was
say, I love
afraid
you.
to get
Jesus
up.
loves you. I mean, that's what I'm
Yeah,
learning.
but
You
I
mentioned the
mean,
name Jesus.
I was afraid to get up and walk away because then that would be
Sure.
disrespectful to him. But he
Hi,
just chose
Jim.
to sit there and stare at me for like an hour or more. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm just a
that's
kid. And I'm like, you know, what do I
yeah,
do? Do I
demons love innocent children. That's their favorite. That's
take
we
him?
already know. Look at what the elitists do, and those of us like they say, I don't believe that nonsense. I heard that a million times. Believe it, baby, because they feed off of children, especially the children's fear. But they feed off of fear in general, and they definitely feed off of wide open doors that say, "Come on in, the water's warm, everybody's welcome." I mean, I am just saying. So it's that's just there are some really fine lines that could be very easily crossed in a negative way without even meaning, or it's not like people are wanting to have that happen. And when we think we're in control, Satan doesn't play by the rules. He doesn't have to play by the rules. So why not just stay completely away from as much of it as you can, I guess, is what I'm starting to understand. And again, everyone has to, free will is free will at the end of the day. But if I could advise or urge anyone, just like try to keep all those, any doors that could be a possible portal to open in
Mm,
unwanted guests, I would just say, get your deadbolts out, a couple of padlocks, and then a few more deadbolts and a couple of bricks, maybe everything you have piled against that door, and walk away from it. Don't let it in. But I mean, spiritual warfare is real, but demons are real. They're real, and we were told that. I mean, we should know that. And anyone that says, "Well, I go to church and I do this and I do that and I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, but I do not believe in that," then you don't believe in any of what you just said, because it says that. You stay away clearly.
yeah.
So, but I
And
mean,
like I
I'm
told
not
you,
judging even. I'm just going by the handbook, the only handbook that was left for us. So,
yeah, and I mean, I have actually seen both in the flesh. So you know what? No.
that's what's terrifying. Like, no, you don't
Mm,
want to see that. You don't want to see it.
mm,
Yeah, I
and smell.
recently told my girls, I'm like, when you've seen demons, that's how you know God's real. When they're
Mhm,
questioning things, I'm like, I'll tell you how you know, because when you've seen the supernatural actually occur, that's already, enough. But it already lived here to begin with. But when you see demons, you know that better be starting talking to Jesus real quick, and it should have already been. But yeah,
yeah,
they're real.
yeah, and another thing too, like it's like when you're an empath and when you experience so many things in life, it's like I could go to the store and have my back turned and I could smell a demon. I could smell them.
Yes, they
And I
smell like
turn around and
filthy
look.
mildew or something.
It's disgusting. And I turn around and look, and this weird person
Sulfur,
to be sitting
sulfur
there
is
just staring
right.
at me, and I'm like, they have an aurora about them that's like it's rancid, and I'm like,
It's a green air that if I had to describe it in color, it's like a green, rancid, sulfuric. It's real.
yeah, oh
It's
my
real.
god, it's horrible. But I'm
Kim's
so
with
thankful
us.
that
Hello, Kim.
I don't have all that like I used to as much, but because I've learned
Yeah.
to deal with it better over the years. But maybe that's why I've came to an acceptance that it's like I got a shield up. So, but back before it's like, man, I was like catching it every which way from Sunday.
I mean, I like you said, a lot, especially at the beginning. Like I said, what I call full on spiritual warfare, and that's when you're waking up, not to be mistaken with woke. I hate that I have to say that. The word's been overused so much, and they've done it purposely to distract us and keep us confused with what an awakened soul or spiritual awakening is versus woke. And I mean, to me, it's pathetic, but it should be obvious what they've done, to just give us more reason to second guess or, question the fragility of human life as well as our creator. And they've done a great job, but I mean, we don't have to allow them to. Burnt hair, Argo, yep, yes.
No,
So get
it
this.
smelled more like she was saying, like burnt sulfur. It was just
Sulfur,
gross.
like burnt, yeah, well, just putrid. Burnt hair is
Ugh.
also, I can see that. But so I get home today, right? And I was going to mention this earlier, and I was like, like I told you, something attacked those cats, those stray cats that were here. And I mean, I was laying in bed and heard this horrific showdown going on, like something huge, not like another animal or big dog. It was huge. And I told you, I woke up and I went to the field the next day, and one of the cats was just body parts everywhere and like dismembered and gutted. And then today I get home and I pull into my garage area, my carport, and I see this. Keep in mind, I just had that huge storm where it was like an atomic bomb went off, and then there's a little bit of sunshine this afternoon. But I'm pulling in from work, and I look out through the field and like across some acreage that doesn't belong to us, and I see this weird looking limb, and from this limb, something by the neck just swinging, and I'm just like, I know I am not seeing what I think I'm seeing. I mean, and you can tell when, everything else is not moving and there's little wind, but even if it was big wind, you can tell by the kind of weight that would be at the other end of, say, a rope or whatever. If it was, say it was just like a sack of newspapers wadded up, it'd be swinging all over, right? Well, you can tell by the weight and how it moves. And when when something's heavy on the end of it, when it's just doing this like deep swing like that, right? I'm looking, I'm like, so what I'm thinking I'm seeing is a cat, one of those cats, the one that I never could find. And I'm just looking, I'm like, there's no way. So of course I get my surveillance video camera out because I can zoom in like to the moon. I literally can. And I'm zooming in, which I could show you guys, but zooming, and I'm like, I'll be a monkey's butt. Like it looks exactly like that cat that's been hanging on this tree from this weird limb. I don't know. I guess I need y'all's opinion. I mean, I don't think I can really get in trouble. It's not too graphic because it's in the distant, but I mean, I'm telling you, like it was a horrible, morbid feeling, but it gets better. I was just like, no flipping way. I'm videoing for a while, and then I come in and I'm just like, I had to finish unloading my equipment from my car to get it back on the charger for tomorrow's surveillance. And I'm thinking about it, I'm like, there's just no way. I walk out and there's this old man with a cane just walking by as I walk back out. And he just stops out there in the field, just stops. And he's like looking forward, right? And how he would even know I was out because it's kind of shaded under my carport. And all of a sudden he just turns and he looks at me and he just sits there staring at me. Like he just goes, I mean, dead straight at me. And I'm like, so he's probably about, I would say, if I had to give a distance, like 500 feet from me, because behind my house is pasture where the cows are. And then there's a dirt road that divides and another pasture. And he just stares. And I mean, I finally was like, I don't want to win this staring contest. So I finally go back in. I'm like, what is going on? So I wait a little bit longer and I go back out and I'm like, I got to figure this out. I got to know, like, who would string a cat up by the neck here? Like, and what would be the purpose? And especially one that looked exactly like the little calico one, or from what I could tell. Again, I'm at a distance, but I go back out and I'm going to like make sure that the weird man that came out of nowhere is gone. And I'm looking for that thing hanging, and it is not there. It is not there. But what was there earlier after I reviewed footage, when it was there swinging, were these two big white bright orbs kind of up above in the tree branch area. It was, I'm gonna put this memory card in and let you guys see. I just need an opinion because I want to know that I didn't see what I think I saw. And if so, like I said, we all have experienced some really strange things, but today was, I mean, like I said, I'm not astute, but I know something heavy from hanging, light from hanging, like, given the possibility of, say, it's just a branch that's, even a branch swinging, it would be swinging differently instead of like a pendulum, so to speak. So, but yeah, with that said, Candy, you want to take over for a second? I'm going to go get that and pop that in because I haven't even reviewed the footage on a bigger screen yet, but I just want to put my own mind to rest. Not to mention it wasn't there anymore. And these big white orbs I could see reviewing on the little screen on my camera. I'm like, what are those? Is that just a glare on something? There's nothing over there that would have that glare. So, but anyways, yeah, if you don't mind just for a second, you can tell your you have a lot of those kind of little stories that aren't so fun. That's for sure. But I don't know. That one, this one takes the cake too. They always do.
Yeah. All right.
You up real quick, okay?
Okay. So anyway, I was just curious if anybody else has had any crazy stuff like that when they were younger or even more recent. But again, it's like, oh, my whole life, especially my childhood, my teen years, and I guess my early 20s, and then when I had my September 11th, 2001 visions.
That one was bizarre too.
That was like for like every day for months prior to September 11th, 2001. And then when it happened, I was like, oh, what the heck was I supposed to do with that? I mean, I didn't even understand what I was looking at, but in the visions, but I just knew something was going down. I just didn't know what. And then it didn't even dawn on me till the next day, September 12th, that's what my visions were about. And that one messed me up really bad psychologically. And so again, I was angry at God. Wasn't sure if that was like
What's
demonic.
going on? Why show me that?
Right. And I'm like, I was so angry at him.
Sure.
So
I mean, for sure, yeah, and with good I mean, we do. I know we shouldn't question, but we're human. We do question, and there's, again, there's good reason because we don't always understand. And keep in mind too, it could be Satan. There's
your voice is going
so
in and
much,
out, Lisa.
Keeping in mind that Satan uses fear tactics also, but there also are.
Hey, girl, your voice is going
Too.
in and out.
And sometimes we just
can somebody type that and tell her that if y'all are getting the same thing? Because that's what I'm getting.
Because why me? I guess is the first thing.
I can't comment.
We're asking.
So if somebody can comment and tell her.
What am I supposed to do about that?
Did you hear me, Lisa? Lisa? Oh, I don't know. Maybe we lost her. But yeah. So anyway, I was kind of, that was an emotional wreck one for me.
Am I not here?
Are you still there, Lisa?
I think I'm here. I mean, where are you?
Your voice is going.
Hold on.
Your voice is going in and out.
Can you guys see me or her? I don't know. Yeah.
I saw you. Now I'm back, but you're not.
I'm going to show you guys this, and that's why it's probably doing
this.
Yeah,
your voice is going in and out bad, Lisa.
I don't know.
Kim, does mine sound okay? Am I coming through okay, or is mine breaking up? All right, you're sounding possessed.
I laugh, but it's really not funny. Are you there?
Yeah. I'm here.
There it is. Are you there?
I see me up, but I don't see you. I see me up, but I don't see you. Now your voice is really getting
Okay.
raised.
This is the, I mean, it's not weird, but something does not want this to be seen. I'm telling you, something doesn't want this to be seen.
Thank you, Kim. Ghost. Argo. Oh my goodness. Here we go again. This crazy electronic stuff. Well, I don't know what. There she is again. I don't know. You can't hear your voice, Lisa. No audio. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, oh, excuse me. So, trying to. I got off a track. I've got off track. I'm sorry, but it's gracious. I don't know what's going on with Lisa and her techno skills here. Yeah, Lisa froze. I guess I'm still good. I'm gonna try to get back on track, but it's like
Can you hear me
stuff's happening
now?
for the moment. But like I said, your
Can you hear
voice is cracking and going
me?
in and
No,
out,
probably not.
and gurgling out, and
Shoot.
now you're dragging.
Hello?
Hey,
I don't know what's going on. I do. I know what's going on.
mm,
This is just ridiculous.
mm,
Um, it's because I'm trying to show you guys this. I'm telling you that that's what's going on. Yeah, I know it because I've heard you say that multiple times. It's just that you guys can't hear me. So, like I said, though, it is because of probably what I'm going to show you. Hold on.
yeah,
Just
I
bear
can
with
hear
me.
you now. I can hear you
You guys see this?
for the moment. I can hear you for the moment.
Just a minute here. Back. There we go. Do this one here. Nope, nope. That's not what I wanted to do.
Ow.
Can you guys hear me at all?
Gosh. Yes.
Probably not, huh?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Probably because, like I said, the content I'm showing and these orbs that I was getting ready to show you, I'm willing to bet. Can you guys hear me at all? Nobody?
I can hear you.
Anybody?
Loosen
Yes.
up.
Kim says yes, but I don't know what the yes is to because it's so delayed. So if someone hears me, can you just type out, we hear you, but you're breaking, or we don't hear you? I don't know.
Yeah, I can hear her breaking up, but I can't type it in to tell her.
Feels like
My comment.
Hey, yay! Thank you. I don't hear Candy at all, though, and I don't know. Like I said, it feels like this truly a ghost in the machine.
Did anybody hear her in like fast forward mode with her
I
speech?
went to go show you that thing hanging in the orb yet. All right, guys, I'm gonna try. I don't, like I
am.
said, I can't hear anyone or anything, but
I am.
that is so not it either. X out of that. Heard nothing at all forever. I mean,
There
I can
for a
see you
minute,
moving and
your voice was like in fast forward. It's like, oh my golly, what in
yeah,
the heck?
like I said, I'm telling you, the second I said I was going to show you guys, and this is how this works, because I'm telling you, look at these two white orbs. I'm not going to stop trying. Once I'm going to try, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And if I don't come back, we're going to end this for tonight, but I am going to post that. But I mean, I need to, like, get some ideas here, because there's something's not right. But this isn't going to work either, because now it's telling me, I'm telling you guys, this little world we're living in is something insanely unreal right now. And the stuff in the sky and everything. I don't know if that's up yet, but hold on. I'm going to try this one last time to share this, because it's the very first video that these orbs, these weird white, bright, I don't know. They just shouldn't be there. That's all I know. This is not it either. And you're out, Lise. Tag, you're it. All right, let's try this one more time. I was trying to share it, but it's totally, it says, I hate you, Lisa. So, but it's okay, because I'm used to it. I'm just kind of like, what's it for real though? What's going on? There we go. All right, I'm going to try to share the screen again. Here we go. All right, I'm going to go back to this. I believe it was, because I don't think it's this one, but let's see. I mean, there should be 4 videos on there. This is. It's like dangling from a tree. It looks like a cat that hung itself, but surely not. Surely not. Just the way it's moving, but well, and see, now it looks like a leaf hanging from a limb. Are you kidding me? But wait until I travel up, and it has this weight to it, whatever it is, and it changed shapes in like 3 of the videos, then disappeared. See, now it's weird. I mean, what kind of a leaf limb looks like that anyway? And it wasn't there. But
I'm not seeing the
wait
video.
until I go upward with it.
I'm just seeing your email.
Right here, you see that?
No, we're not seeing the video.
You're not seeing it?
No, I don't see the video. I see your email.
It says it's sharing it.
Your inbox. Wow. I see your inbox.
So you guys can see that, and dang.
Or your
okay.
Your files.
Serious? Oh wow. Okay. Well, let me try this again. That's not even surprising. I'm gonna pause this, and then, because it's the orb things that I'm trying to basically show everyone, but even just the branch and the way it's shaped and what, it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. All right, I'm gonna try one last time here. Apparently the flies are loving me now. I did shower. I did. I just can't help it, I guess. All right. Okay, so let's see if it works now. Gonna do share here. Okay. Tell me if it's up, if it's at the full screen up.
All right, let's see.
It looks like a cat that hung. So now that I have it on this bigger computer screen, surely it looks like leaves and trees. But keep in mind, what's above that is not that kind of tree either, and this thing has some weight. But when I go up, you see how the shape of it changed shapes multiple times. But wait until I go up. I don't know. This is just bizarre to me, because look at the way it moves, and then this is an evergreen tree, by the way. I mean, you can see the evergreen above it, but see it like kind of, I don't know, but see these orbs right there? The white round thing? Yeah, so it's going to split into 2 here in a second. But even this branch thing is just there's nothing right about any of it. And I would have noticed that. And the way it's moving, it's like it has some weight to it. But like I said, the thing that really got me was the white, these white little orb things. This. You guys see that, right? And you guys have seen my one video where when I was building the house on the property here, that thing that came out of the trees and traveled down the branch and towards me, it was like one of these, but it was like a blue light. But these little orbs are everywhere. And this branch, you can see it must have broken here, but it's just the weirdest thing, because I notice everything. I'm just super observant, but I don't know, for whatever reason, from looking at this thing, thinking it looks like a cat hanging by the neck. But then when I traveled upward and I looked at this, so you can see it starting to start to show itself. Go a little bit further here. Right when I pan up, see, you can see, and then here in this, and all of these white spots. I mean, I kind of think a lot of these lights in the sky are fungus, like it has something to do with those. It's some sort of this fungal component. I don't know. I wish I had the answers. All I know is, it go, see, here's it, like it went back behind, and then this one's here, partially there. There's 2 or 3 that show up, but see, this one went up there, and it even has a different shape there. But I mean, there's nothing there that you can see it's pasture behind it. And so I guess, on top of this weirdness, and it's an evergreen tree at that, I guess my whole thing is, why do these things always show up? Because they show up quite often. I mean, and there's no reason that should be there at all. And it was like a brilliant, bright light. That's all, the only way I can explain it, but it's down here now. But so anyways, what are y'all's thoughts? Because I mean, I don't know what this is. Like I said, things distort often when you video things. Sometimes they can just take any shape and it's just nothing. I get that, but this doesn't make sense. But that's because I see these everywhere all the time. So yeah, kind of that. I'm going to shut that down. And so, yeah. You guys will have to let me know what you think, because there's just some weird things. But we already know that. Most of us know that. Hi, Kat. Hello. She's here. And I was gone because apparently this was not having it. So I know that it's late there and we're getting ready to get off, guys. I won't be here this Friday. I'll be in Missouri. So just a heads up for those of you that might be looking, it will probably be the following Friday. So June whatever that is, June like around the 14th, 15th, whatever that falls on. I'm just kind of guessing here. So, all right, Candy, anything you want to add or?
No, I'm sorry. Oh boy, I'm getting wiped.
Yeah, that's why I was saying we're gonna go. And yep, she's tired. I'm tired. I definitely feeling it. I feel really sweaty. Anyone else get sick, by the way? I hope you guys just stay well, because this stuff sucks. All right, I'm gonna say goodbye to everyone. Love you, Kim. Love you, Kat. Love you, Argo. Love you, Mr. Mission Control. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Whoever else, I don't want to forget anyone. Just know I love you guys very much, and thank you again for being here with us. And you guys have a very blessed weekend, and stay safe, but stay aware, alert, and well in your soul, because it's well in your soul.
All right. Well,
that's what we got to do. Right. What's that?
But I hope you feel better soon.
Thank you. I hope you do too.
All right.
I hope all of you guys feel better, because I know we're all struggling. So I got to just figure out how to sign off of here. That's the only thing I am. Okay.
Good night, everybody.
Love you guys.
Weeks.
Blessed one.
Right. Bye.
For real. Bye.